Welcome to Moca's Nolan Bells and Bows, where the love runs deep, the fam stays strong, and the bells, they always ring for us. Yeah, 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 we the bells and we hold it down. Yeah, real ones only, we don't mess around. Moca's all love, no cap, no clout to chase, just truth in the chat and respect in the space. It's family. Moca got that heart to go. From the south to the stream, we brave and bold. You ain't gotta pick sides or play a role. Just show up real and you already home. Yeah. Pull up to the bells and bows like a Sunday seat. Got peace in the room and a vibe on beat. No drama, no mess, just some minds that meet. Introduce yourself in the chat and the minds gon' greet. Real talk, we got brothers and sisters here. Ain't no fake love, every heart sincere. We been through storms, but the skies stay clear. Loyalty live, that's the chant you hear. No chaos in the comment section, just bells and bows with a bond in the bold connection. Safe space, strong face, deep reflection. Mocha don't fold, that's pure protection. If you ever felt unheard, misunderstood, pull up in the chat, we treat you good. Ain't gotta be loud, just gotta be true. Mocha got the light and we shine with the eye. Not a panel of pain, it's a platform of pride. Everybody got space and we don't divide. If you're loyal to love, that's how we ride. Got a bell and a bow in the name, but a tribe worldwide. For the lurkers and folks on rewatch. Every tap, every like, feel that alive. Mocha ain't just a name, it's a vibe you call. No the bells, no the buoys, that's a family, not a thought. Bring it live, we hold it down. We do. Real ones only, we don't mess around. All love, no cap, no clout to chase. Just truth in the chat and respect in the space. It's family. Mocha got that heart to go. From the south to the stream, we brave and bold. You ain't gotta pick sides or play a role. Just show up real and you okay. Said that. To every bell and bow in this space, whether you typing, watching, or just vibing, you are this family. And over here, we don't fold, we ring. We the bells and we hold it down. 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 All you bell and bow, straight hold it down. We the bells and we hold it down. All you
Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Happy Tuesday, guys. Happy Tuesday and welcome, welcome, welcome. Whew. We're here with another one and another one. Something ain't adding up, y'all. Something ain't adding up. They found him in the water. But yet, they found him right where he supposedly disappeared from. Something ain't adding up. Now, I don't, too much care for Nancy Grace. But when she's right, she's right. And by God, she was right. She asked all of the right questions. She was right. And before we get into what Nancy said and what was uncovered, I want to share with y'all what Ben Crumb said. If y'all don't know, tomorrow, Ben Crump and Nolan's parents is going to be at the NAACP National Convention. And from there, he's going to announce the preliminary findings of the independent autopsy. Now, tomorrow we will get the answers that we are so seeking. We will get those answers. And not only that, but then Terrell Owens went on, and Terrell Owens donated $25,000 to the Turn on the Light Fund. Yeah, it's about to get real. It is about to get real. But before I do what I do, I'm going to welcome each and every one of you to the porch. I see you here. I see you here. I see you here. Welcome, everybody. We're going to have a little conversation tonight. Lady D, I see you, baby. Welcome, welcome. Tony, my girl, I hope all is well. Welcome, my love. My girl, Deborah, welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome. Hey, look, Hunger, it's good seeing you, baby. Welcome. Carla Henry, welcome, my girl. Portia, welcome, welcome. Sunshine, welcome to the chat, boo. Steffi Jean, welcome, my girl. Lord, look at my girl, King Kendrick. Welcome, boo. Happy Tuesday to you, Bed-Stuy. Welcome. Deborah is saying Mississippi Tate Reeves told on himself, talking about if it was a crime. And he knows the sheriff personally, allegedly. Huh. Hey, Linda. Welcome, sis. Baby, let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something. You know, my thing with this whole situation, this entire situation, is just a mess. It's a mess all over the board. These people don't know who to trust. Hey, Gina, welcome, boo. They don't know who to trust. Let's just say the colorless folks. Let's call them the colorless folks. The colorless folks is playing in their face. They're playing in their face, right? Since when? Since when I'm gonna go somewhere, leave my phone behind, but I'm supposed to be with somebody and they're my friends? You mean to tell me my friends ain't gonna pull me back and say, hey, hold up, you done left your phone behind? You mean to tell me my friends is not gonna say, hey, look, you came with us, we want to make sure you're safe? I mean, that would have been the thing to do in all of that damn water. That would have been the right thing to do. From the phone cover up to the keys cover up, something is stinking in that water. Something is truly stink. And my thing is this. When they found Nolan's body back in the very same spot that he disappeared from, when they found his body, it's going to take more than them telling me for me to believe. It's going to take more than them telling me for me to believe that he drowned elsewhere and his body happened to float back to where he went missing from. Let's make it make sense. Because it's not adding up. It's not adding up. Mississippi already has a reputation for demonic, just I don't know. They have a reputation for not treating Black people well. They have that reputation, and especially black men. So Mississippi, Mississippi, Mississippi. If y'all never felt the wrath of injustice, if y'all never felt the wrath of people coming down your necks, y'all about to feel it. Especially if we get that the autopsy says that something was done to Nolan. Every mother knows her child. Every mother knows what her child is capable of doing. You cannot make me believe that y'all gonna sit there in Mississippi and call that mother a liar. From the autopsy to the sheriff's statement, and don't get me started on Cajun Navy. It ain't adding up. Cajun Navy done set their ass there, then done told two stories. So you got a story to satisfy Nolan parents in one sense, and you got another story to satisfy the sheriff in another sense. Make it make sense, Cajun Navy. And the thing is, the person that was on that call for Cajun Navy, the one that flew over and found that spotted Nolan's body, because now they're telling you that the park ranger found Nolan, Cajun Navy, make him look. We somebody found him, but y'all all three couldn't find him at the same time. Make it make sense. Now, Cajun Navy, I get it. I get it. The man that flew the airplane, the original man, his story was one story. And then his boss, his story was something else. We gonna make it make sense. We gonna make it make sense. And like I said, I don't agree with everything that Nancy Grace says, but she was so spot on. Just like the sheriff, this man had zero common sense. Zero. Oh. But he had, it wasn't, Nolan wasn't their color. So I'm just going to take the words from the little white boys. I'm going to take the little white boy's word. Hey, Black Goddess, welcome, sis. PJ, welcome, welcome. So you just took the white boy's words. He left them there. Don't you think a proper investigation would have called for all the phones to be swiped? Don't you think a proper investigation would have called for everybody to be questioned? There are too many unanswered questions. Don't you think A proper investigation would have started with whoever was driving that damn boat. He should have been the first person charged because under the rules of the waters, you're responsible. You are responsible. Mississippi, it's not looking good for you. It's not looking good for MI, crooked letter I. Nancy Grace brought together, baby, she had a panel. And they had to, and they examined the statements and the digital evidence, what little of it was. They examined their behaviors, the recovery scene. We go talk about it. Sunshine said Nancy Grace will come with a banger. Deborah said they said his body was found close to the incident. So if it was close to the incident, what happened? What happened? You know, unless it was just and look, I don't believe in coincidences, baby. I don't. And this ain't no miraculous coincidence. Gina says it's not adding up at all because it took a little time to find Malcolm Jamal Warner. So I know what they're saying is bullshit. Absolutely. Carla Henry, they are liars. They are liars. It's okay, sis. You made it. You made it through the gate. King Kendrick said, Mocha, you need to check out What She Said Sports podcast. She breaks down everything, boo. And she shows you the ritual spot on Horn Island. Deborah said these babies don't leave their phones in the other room. So who will believe Nolan left his phone on an island? Make it make sense. Girl, look. Not only did he leave his phone on an island, right? But that makes me wonder. You're going to leave my ass on an island with the girl. Let's just say that's the case. Let's just say that's the case. You left me with a girl. Ain't that much, hey, Miss Honey, welcome. Ain't that much cooter cat in the world. You gonna leave me on an island with the girl. Now, granted, you left me. You ain't worried about how I'm gonna get back. You ain't worried about if something is gonna go down and I'm gonna need a phone to call somebody. You ain't worried about none of that. None of that. Hey, Uncovered, welcome. But what I don't understand, you took my phone and you left me there. I don't give a damn if I saw your phone after I had done pulled off. I'm going to turn around and bring you your phone back. Hey, you kid, I'm going to turn around and bring you your phone back. So y'all had no intentions of bringing Nolan Wells his phone back. Y'all had no intentions. I mean, as a matter of fact, y'all had no intentions on ever thinking that Nolan Wells' name would have made so much noise. Y'all didn't think that was going to happen. Black Goddess says, oh, baby, Nancy Grace was giving that wigger the business. I'm glad she's looking at this case. Black as he is, he acts clear. Girl, let me tell you. Oh, let me tell you. That was Mobley. That was Mr. Mobley. Uh-huh. But we go talk about Mobley. Oh, yes, we will. Gina says people are going to stop getting away with telling these lies. Deborah said Mississippi did not expect this to go anywhere, but they messed up this time. Mississippi, get ready. Get ready. Sunshine said, Mocha, tell the chicken head who went and got that phone to bring her ass to the front of the building with her son and tell what's really going on. What's really going on? Hey, Love Selfishly, welcome. My Ty, welcome, sis. King Kendrick said, Mocha, I think that they was going to get rid of the phone. But the mother that came and she got it too quick. That's a possibility. That's a possibility. Black Goddess says the incident. That's what she called it. The incident. The incident, Nancy Grace. The incident. Tony says, ain't no way somebody did something to that young man. Ain't no way in hell he would let them leave with his phone. And then he didn't video the things done to him and the friends were doing for the 4th of July. Exactly. Exactly. Yakia said, I knew once Nancy Grace got the drift, she was going to be stepping on people's neck. And the thing is, yes, Nancy had the photo of his body, but out of respect, she refused to show it. And I love her for that one. She refused to show it. So Nancy had, let me tell you who she had on that pair. Nancy had Todd Terrell. Now, Todd Terrell was the president of the Cajun Navy. He lied. He was no, hey, Michi, welcome. Well, oh, welcome, my Ty. Thank you for bringing us somebody to the porch, my love. Now, Todd Terrell, let's talk about his ass for a minute. Let's talk the fuck about Todd Terrell. No, Todd Terrell, we're not going to do that. Todd Terrell sat there and he said that, he said, well, no, because you see, what we didn't have is that Nolan could have been, he could have drowned. Then he tried to say that the people were looking at it different. We were looking at it different. Well, Mr. Terrell, We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. If y'all going to participate in a water search, at least be honest. She asked him, what did you observe, Mr. Terrell? He said, well, you know, it's not unusual for somebody to drown and be washed up in that area. There was a park ranger that was on an island that had actually spotted the body. What? Then he talks about being on Horn Island. Nancy says, well, hold up. Your friend goes out on a boat. They go to remote Horn Island. There's nobody there. It's uninhabited. There's no phones, no bathrooms, just a hangout place. How the hell does he end up dead on the shore and everybody else makes it back? That's the $1 million question. That's the $1 million question. And the group of boys, these boys, they're telling this story so, what? Like this was just another day at the park. So make it make sense. So Terrell is either the park ranger found it or y'all found it. Because this ain't making no sense. Nancy told him, well, what you mean by that? Because if it was that common, wouldn't this be designated a dangerous area? And that would be warning signs? What you mean it ain't unusual? I find that hard to believe. Well, many areas along the golf course, it's a dangerous area, you know? They don't believe they could put up signs anywhere. I think it should be known. That's what he said. That's what he said. Hey, Katrina, I'm covered. Thank you. Thank you for being a member for 12 months. I got a problem. Then he said the rip current. You see, they all keep going back to the rip current, y'all. They all keep going back to the rip current as if that's going to change the story. Because if the rip current was so goddamn bad, why was the water full of people? Why was there so many people out there that particular day if the rip current was so bad? Then he said we call it the washing machine. What? No. So then he said, this is the thing that he said, and Nancy stung him. He said, and one of the interesting things was where Nolan was found was probably pretty close to where the incident occurred. What you mean? Nancy was like, wait, Todd Terrell, hold up. Are you? What incident? What are you suggesting? Was there an incident? Nancy called him out. You stated it was an incident. You mean he didn't drown? You mean he didn't drown? Then he tried to fix it. Ain't no nonsense. Then he tried to fix it. He said, no, I'm just saying that whatever happened, we go call it an incident. We go call it an incident. Our job is only to bring people back to their families. First of all, alive. Second of all, recover the body. What you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? This don't make no damn sense. None. Let me grab some of my comments or I get too ahead of myself. The Congress said the fact that they were not even trying to get the car keys or the phone back to the parents, that's what did it for me. You know his mother reported him missing, and you still didn't try to return the things to Congress. Exactly. And you know what's even worse? What's even worse is this. The sheriff or whatever the hell he is in Mississippi, he didn't help none. Now that's like that mama had to do the leg work herself. That's like the mama had to do the work herself. Make this shit make sense. Make this shit make sense. No. No. That mama had to get the keys, get the phone. And I'm questioning that phone too. The daddy had to get the keys. Then a little colorless girl calls the daddy and tells the daddy where inside that house the keys are. I got a problem with that. I have a serious problem with that. Because the little girl that got the keys, hold up, boo. You was part of the equation the whole time. And I want to know, where were you? Who are you? Because it wasn't Katie, y'all. It was not Katie that told where the keys were. No. Oh, yes, it gonna make a lot of sense on tomorrow. Uncovered said there's a black ex-policeman called himself going after Ben Crump. He's already interviewed the clear boy. I wonder who's paying him. Girl, let me tell you. He needs to take several seats. And I wonder who paid him. I wonder, could Judge Ashley be behind this? Take several seats. And it's always a coon. It's always one of, I don't even know what to call them. It's always one that goes against the grain. as big as this goddamn case is, you mean to tell me you gonna sit on your black ass and watch this family go through what it's going through? And you going sell your soul. Man, go ahead on. Man, go ahead on. Linda, girl, them expressions Nancy was making, they were taking me out. You hear me? Nancy was like, no, 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 no. We're not doing this. We are not doing this. No, hell no. We ain't doing this. We are not. Bed-Stuy said, Mocha, tomorrow in Chicago at the NAACP annual gathering, Ben Crump will give the findings of the independent autopsy at 8 a.m. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Oh, yes, Lord, child. I listen. Regardless of what I'm doing, I will be tuned in. Tony said, Mocha, in my opinion, I think that Cajun Navy is the one who found Nolan in the water. Why would there be a park ranger on the island if nobody was out there in the woods? That girl, Tony, that's what I'm saying. Somebody's lying. Because my thing is, where does the park ranger fits in all of this? So now y'all done made a park ranger. The park ranger is one of the good old boys. So now he got to take up, he got to take credit for what Cajun Navy done. Cajun Navy, your eye was in the sky. But Cajun Navy, didn't you say that you took Nolan's parents? I mean, if I'm wrong, please somebody correct me. I'm thinking that's what Cajun Navy said. Cajun Navy was out there with Nolan's family. So where the hell did this park ranger comes from? Carla Henry said, didn't Cajun Navy and Nolan's stepfather find, hello? That's what I thought. That's what I thought. They go stop lying to me. And I'm so grateful for Ben Crump and Miss Carla and Elmore. God damn it, they go get down to the bottom of M-I, crooked letter I. Bed-Stuy says, okay, I got that. Wait, Mocha, Black Goddess says, wait. Nancy Grace said, quote, unquote. If there's a Katie, nobody doesn't know if there really is a Katie. They made that shit up, girl. When she said that, Kimberly Earls, welcome, my love. When she's, listen, but there is a Katie. There's a Katie, right? There's a Katie. His mom actually had conversations with the Katie, but Nancy Grace was killing me. Absolutely, my tie. Whoever told the dad about the keys, she was in there. She was in that house. You hear me? But let me tell you. Ooh, child. Carla Henry, girl, I'm glad you said it. White man ninja. Hey, Black Beauty, welcome. You call him a coon. Call him a poach nigger. Call him whatever. But he ain't for us. He definitely ain't for us. Michi said this is very weird. And why weren't the other guys caught up in the water? Michi, let me, child. Michi, let me tell you. Them white boys knew what they were doing. They knew what they were doing. And you know, they're so good with AI and see all these videos coming out. They're none to be trusted, y'all. So don't run back to me and tell me about these videos that's out here. Because they're working tooth and nail. They are working hard to throw the case off. Hey, Peaches, welcome. Queen Bee, welcome. These AI videos, hell to the no. Because you see that video with him on the boat? Thank you, Peaches. Y'all see that video? With what looked like it could be Nolan on that boat? I don't trust it. I don't trust it. I don't trust it. No. Gina says, gonna always be some stepping fetches. Whenever something happens, because that's what they want, that white approval. And that's so sad. That is so sad. He's a wigger. A black man who wants to be a white. He's called a wigger. Child. And it's always the greasy ones. It's always them. So Sunshine says, so nobody still doesn't know who the other one was that called about the keys. And how did she know? Well, they gave her a name. I mentioned her name just on yesterday. I'm gonna look back in my notes. But anyway, until I find her name, she was there. She had to have been in that house. She had to have been in that house. She had to have been there with them to know. She could have been on that boat. King Kendrick said that Miss Christine and Ben Crump ain't playing. I wouldn't play with them either. Gina said some of my people will bend over for them and ask how low you want me to go. That's the Yassams. That's the Yassams. That makes no sense. I'm covered. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about their refusal. Hello? Let's talk about their refusal to let them put K9 on the boat. Let's talk about their refusal to let K9 search the boat. Now, if you ain't got nothing to hide, if your friend is your friend, why do you refuse to let K9 search the boat? Hey, beautiful soul, welcome. Lord, look, my girl is back. Diamond and Delta girl, I see you. Listen, if y'all believe, I need y'all to just throw some red flags in the chat. If y'all believe that was suspect that they would not let K9 search the boat. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait, baby, because hey, I I believe. I believe. Look at the red flags. Look at the red flags. I believe that suspect, that K9 could not get on your boat and search the boat. But even with K9 not being able to get on that boat and search that boat, why the fuck did the sheriff just let it go like that? Why did the sheriff just let it go like that? Why could the sheriff at that particular moment not say, wait, hold up. Because if we say we fair, if we want to be fair about it, let's give the family a little comfort. Let's give the family a little peace. Y'all ain't got shit to do with it. Judge Ashley Cole, if you ain't got nothing to do with it, let the dog search the boat, baby. Let the dog search the boat. But they refuse. They refuse. This sheriff needs some training. He needs some schooling. Wait a minute. How did he get sheriff? They just throw him in? Because I know damn well they ain't voted him in based off of what he knew, because he don't know shit. But that's the red flag to me. Tony says Nolan was on the other boat that said Daddy. What was he on that boat instead of one with his friends he rode with? Tony, in my honest opinion, right? In my honest opinion, Tony, I don't believe that to be Nolan. I don't believe that to be Nolan. That's AI. And I want you all to pay, and you don't have to listen to me, but pay careful attention, right? Pay careful attention to what they're trying to do. They're trying to throw this whole case to hell. That was not Nolan on that boat. Hey, Marty. That was not Nolan on that boat. Michi says, my son lives in Oklahoma. And he tells his son, if you are the only pepper in the bunch, you need to make your way home. Hello? Because let me tell you, I don't give a damn what the situation is. White don't eat white. Let's start right there. They're not going against you. They're not going against them. For me, nor you. And in Mississippi too? Shit. No. That's not gonna happen. Queen Bee says they're gonna know the correct route the boys took when they track Nolan's phone. When they track Nolan's phone. So we're gonna see if it matches up with the GPS route they gave us. Because they gave us a route. And we don't know from where. Queen Bee, I got several problems with that route they gave us. Several. You said the boat was collecting water. Y'all got the boat towed. The boat got fixed. Y'all went back in the water. Y'all left the water. Y'all ended up at Jack's house. I got all kind of questions. All kind of questions. Ben Crump and Miss Christine ain't playing with him. Listen, they need to file. Oh, yes, Lord, they will file legal charges, baby. Carla Henry says, off subject, but I just found out a black woman invented GPS. Yes, yes, yes. I found that out too. Probably the same time you did. Marty says, that ain't Nolan. Look at that guy's arm full of tattoos. Nolan is 6'2", very slender, muscular build, slim waisted. That cartoon drawing short, stocky, anyone can buy the same shorts. Sheriff got a twitchy left line eye. Huh. 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 I say everybody that was affiliated with them in that boat, everybody, including his so-say best friend. That one of the best friends the mama didn't even know. Javon, are you sketchy? Y'all all should be questioned. Son, Black Goddess says because he was brown and Nolan DNA was on the boat. I'm telling you that Nolan hit his head. They washed all the evidence away. Mark my word, he has a head fracture. Well, we shall see. Girl, I will be glued. You hear me? We shall see. They're always hiring these airhead white people because they're buddies with them in the community. Let's talk about Nolan. Nolan being found face down. And what? Nancy Gray said fully clothed. Now this don't make sense. That part didn't make sense to me. Because how the hell are you being found face down and fully clothed in the dangerous northwestern side of Horn Island? I mean, come on. Make it make sense. Then you was recovered near your last known location, the last place that you disappeared from. That don't make sense. That don't make sense. That don't make sense. It don't make sense. And that's my take on that, because y'all can't explain this shit. Y'all just throwing shit out there with no explanation. No. No. I got a problem with all of that. All of it. Tony says, Mocha, that judge has something to do with them not being able to search the boat with the K9 because it would show traces of blood and what they tried to clean it with. Huh? Absolutely. PJ says, Mocha, that old sheriff knew that there was evidence on the boat. Sheriff, turn your badge in now. Now you understand now. Turn it in. Turn it in. Gina says, white people will talk about each other like a dog. Then go back and help them cover up their mess. Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know, we better start teaching our children. We better start teaching our children that this could be them. Everybody that want to be cool with you ain't cool with you. Dominic Delta says the sheriff is the one that threw his body out in the water. Cajun Navy stated that it was 2 boats out there, and one of them was a sheriff boat. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit? They thought they were scot-free with the lies. And the father of Nolan, well, no, he don't have a boat himself. The father of Nolan was called out by Nolan's coach. Nolan's coach took his father out there to search. Marty said that's Katie's daddy's boat. And he just turned up apparently. He looked like Kojak. a real candidate. I feel he didn't want his daughter with a young black boy from the start. It said Katie set Nolan up. I believe so too. I believe it was a setup. I believe it was a setup because it was sad. It was sad that one of the boys liked Katie. PJ said, Sheriff, bring your ass here. Bring your lying ass to the porch and tell us what evidence you have to prove foul play. Damn it. We tired. Because if you don't tell us now, you're going to tell us later. And the way you're going to have to tell it, you're not going to like it, sir. Gina says, I have a daughter who is 2 years older than he. And I said, pluck her, friend. She's already figured out people ain't worth a damn, and let it stay that way, girl. Let it stay that way. Because, listen, this day and age and this time, and with the president that we have in office, right? And being in the state of Mississippi, you gotta fight every day of your life. You gotta fight every day of your life. I'm covered said if the team is coming to Chicago, you know they beat him to death. On that picture of him on the boat, bending down, you can see he has one shoe on and one shoe off. we go, listen, girl, listen. It's go tell. It's go tell. It's go tell. Now Nancy Grace went on to talk to Caitlin. The girl's name, yo, I got her name. I found her name. The one who did the recording and said, and the recording said, Nolan was saying, give me my effing phone. This is Nolan talking. What the F are you doing? Her name is Anna. Anna Moore. Anna Moore. The friend claimed that Christian Shepherd says, get off of me. Get the F off this boat. F you. All of that. Now the voice, that is Nolan saying, give me my effing phone. What the F are you doing? And that other voice, get off me, get the F off my boat. Okay. That sounds like an altercation. That sounds like an altercation, and it sounds like, I'm sorry, but it sounds like Nolan was whipping ass. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It was an altercation. But these boys came out here to clean it up, saying that it wasn't Nolan saying, give me my effing phone. But yet, y'all gonna put yourself in a place to misdirect us or redirect us from looking at it. So then we go to Katie. Katie was somebody purporting to be related to, well, knowing Nolan. She said we met and we talked and he seemed like he was going back on the boat with his friends. And that's what Katie said. So Nancy Grace said, if she exists. They said she talked. They chatted it up, probably flirting with each other. Yeah, no, if that's true. Then he goes back to the boat with his friends. But according to his friends, he stayed with Katie. But that was not the situation. That wasn't a situation. So No was just out there. Just out there. But somebody's lying. Somebody's lying. Then here we got the porch. The porch. Yeah, no go. Mobley. Mobley says, I don't know that I would necessarily agree with you on that, Nancy. I don't necessarily agree with you saying that somebody's lying. I think that they could be both partially true, depending on perspective. I think one thing we have to kind of keep in mind with this is that we have a lot of different people telling different things from different perspectives, from their own individual perspectives. It's certainly conceivable that he let his friends leave to stay with the female. If he was with the female, assuming that happened. And once he finished his communication or whatever it was he was doing with the female, he totally was leaving to go back with his friend. From her standpoint, he said he was going back with his friends, which he did not. So, now that's what Mobley said. That's what Mobley said. Nancy Gray said, hold the fuck up, hold on, Mobley. Hold on. She said, it's your duty to make the witness speak the truth. So what you're saying could be true if there's another group of friends, if they exist, but we haven't heard about them. We haven't heard about them. This is a shame. This is a damn shame. All of this around Nolan's disappearance. All of this. Gina says, I work around them. I pay attention. When I taught full-time, another white teacher called some new parents white trash. I told her that's rude. And I know if you call them white trash, I know what you call me. You better believe it. Because some people think that they're above others. They're better than others. Sunshine says, Gina, I always tell my kids, the people they hang around is not their friend. They hang out with my kids just to get clothes from them and food while their mama is collecting checks. This is crazy. Hey, Deidre, welcome, sis. But at the end of the day, Nolan did not deserve to go out the way he did. Can y'all imagine what that body may have looked like for them not to be able to open the casket? His face, his hands, probably, Lord forbid, he probably got defensive wounds. His torso probably was all bruised up. And his skull. That's a parent's worst nightmare. To have to bury their child with very few identifying marks. No. And what makes my blood boil even more is that these people are literally playing in the face of Nolan parents. And it starts with the sheriff. It starts with the government. It starts with them. I want to know. I want to know who wiped Nolan's phone. Because a drowning victim don't scrub his own phone. Who wiped that data? A drowning victim cannot scrub his own phone. It makes zero sense. It makes zero sense. Nolan mama tracking down his phone through Snapchat and Life 360. Didn't these people make a call to a boat towing company? And just as quickly as they made the call, it was canceled. And hours later, those same friends delete their social media account. If it's a tragic, accidental drowning, why are you deleting your digital footprint? Why are you scrubbing your life from the internet? If you have nothing to hide, you don't hide. If you have nothing to hide, you do not hide. Chad, if this looks like a coordinated cover up to you, because baby, all parties are involved. If it looks like a coordinated cover up to you, drop the emergency lights in the chat. Hey, Star, welcome, niece. Miss Always a Lady, welcome, welcome. Hey, Ronika, welcome to the chat, baby. Sunshine said that chicken head and her son did that to her, that phone, to save her son. Mm, mm. Renika says, have anyone ever thought that maybe someone seen him talking to a white girl, didn't agree with that, and they heard him? Have anybody asked her, did she see him with the phone? That's a good question. That's a good question. But being that Katie was so limited in what she said, I don't think she would know if that was a phone. Or she just didn't give a damn. Because my thing is this. Katie should have stepped up much sooner. Carla Henry says, I know some people are saying, no, oh, child, listen. Don't believe the hype. Don't believe everything you hear, Carla Henry. Girl, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. And I just want to know why. If you was my friend Why did everything go so dark? Why did everything go so dark? LaCondra, child, that's the thing. Katie is out the country. Why would Katie disappear? See, listen, this shit is all over the place. Why would Katie, but Katie, you got money to leave the country. You got money to leave the country. But why? But why now? That should be the question. Why now? Why? This shit is wicked. And I do believe that, and this is just my opinion, I do believe that judge, she got a lot to answer for. Because she's the one that started this shit. She's the one that got this ball a-rolling. If this judge had not, because she first had to tell them to bring the boat home. She also told them to call the Coast Guard. I mean, call whoever the fuck they call at 11 o'clock. She told them to call them. And then she also came out here. She also came out on social media. And she spun a narrative. She spun a narrative. Hey, Miss Jackson. And I don't blame Nolan's family for not buying that bullshit that my child drowned. I don't blame them. Because when you know your child, you know your child. So you mean to tell me every black child that comes along, oh, it's their fault? It's their fault. You got one hanging in a tree with broke legs. It's his fault. You got another one hung in front of a church. It was her fault. No, we ain't doing that in Mississippi. We ain't doing that. And you see, when the grand jury comes in, that's what I'm waiting on. They're demanding grand jury, baby. And I'm waiting on it. Gina said they'll make up anything at this point. Oh, absolutely. Sunshine said, in my opinion, he was dealing with Katie. And the Clear boys didn't like it, so they hurt him. Remember, there was 2 people missing, Nolan and Katie. There was 2 people missing, Nolan and Katie. Whatever happened, she saw it. They took Katie out of the country so she would not tell what really happened out there. That's a possibility. The thing about some of them, they'll fold under pressure and disappear under a new name. Gina, you better say that. Renika says, I really think she knows more than she's saying. Sunshine says, I pray that judge and Katie's father and the boat driver all go down first. And then they get the boys and Katie. Hey, Arjamon, welcome. Katie fleeing the scene makes her look suspicious. If it's true, absolutely. Hey, Star says, in my opinion, one of the so-called friends didn't approve of him with Katie because he was liking her as well. And an argument took place. Something happened when they got back to the land. A lot of shit happened. And let me tell y'all something. I believe Nolan was unalived on land. That's my take. Hey, Shelby, that's my take. I believe he was unalived on land. And I believe they drove him back in that water. That is my belief. But Congress said that judge is used to having a cover up for that boy and his friends. That's what they do. Absolutely. Absolutely. I do believe that. Listen, and that ain't even a fucking child. You hear me? That's somebody else's son. So you doing all of this to prove your love to the daddy, letting the son do whatever the hell he want to do, and you keep bailing him out. Well, how are you going to feel, ma'am? You ain't going to have the man, and you ain't going to have the child, because your ass about to go to jail. Your ass about to go to jail. Tony says, Moca, who truck and trailer did they use for towing the boat to get it to the ramp to go out to the island? Well, it belonged to the lawyer. I mean, the judge. Oh, she's seen it. She's seen it, Carla Henry. Carla Henry says she hoped Nolan's mama not seen all of this. Oh, she's seen it. Believe me. Carla Henry, she has to see it. She has to see it, sis. That's where she, you know what? As harsh as it is, a lot of her answers is going to come from this. A lot of her answers is going to come from social media. They could want. A lot of her answers is going to come from social media. Marty says she gone with mommy and daddy dearest. They gone into their own witness protection because Katie done fucked up. Mommy done run her gums and then backfire. Daddy said he here to talk, so he go show who he is. Then he disappeared. He disappeared. PJ said, what? Katie on a run? You can run, Katie, but you can't hide. We on your ass too. So come on out. Tell the truth. The truth will set you free. Now, that's on the rumor mill, right? That Katie is out of the country. But Nolan's mom, she did say that she had a conversation. She had a conversation with Katie. So I don't know. Katie was not worth all of this if she's the key. You better know it, Arjamon. One thing for certain, He didn't drown. Hell no. Hell no, he did not drown. Miss Jackson said, what the fuck is a Cajun Navy? Well, they're based out of Louisiana. They search for, missing people. They assist in the search for missing people. That's who they are. They'll go out there in the boat, in the plane, however they got to do it. However they got to do it. They do it. That's what they do. It's always the lady says, I hope they bring charges on the judge. Because we all know she's covering up for what happened, that part. And that's where they need to start first. Start with her first, and then the rest of the dominoes are going to fall. The judge needs to be hit with 1,000 charges because she's no good. Absolutely. Ms. Jackson says, I told you 2 weeks ago, Nolan's body was found from the air. Nobody in the boat found him. Why are they lying? I have no idea. It's federal property. Where are the feds? Where are the feds? Listen, everybody wants to have a say in this. Everybody wants their hand in this. But they got to be careful because everything is documented. Because I cannot believe Park Ranger, Sheriff, Cajun Navy, 3 people found this boy's body. Get the hell out of here. Michi, thank you for sending the gems, baby. 400 gems. Thank you, my love. Thank you. And that's the thing. It's federal land. It's federal land. Why aren't the feds involved in this? Why aren't the feds involved in this? This don't make no goddamn sense. Carla Henry says, the other day, this same thing happened to another black boy. His mom said he went to the store. The next thing she got a call that her son had drowned. Just to go to the store. Just to go to the store. However, like Nolan dad said, he knew that if we come together, we lead together. So that theory of him saying he was staying behind with Katie is bullshit. Neats. Yes, I'm with you, baby. I'm with you when you're right. You hear me? Nolan was taught certain things. It was in him. It was in him. You don't leave your group. We come together, we leave together. So I want to think that Nolan was smart enough, he was bright enough. And besides, y'all, Nolan was starting training camp yesterday. So why the hell would Nolan, not yesterday, he was supposed to start training camp last Monday. So why in the hell would Nolan throw all of that away? Why? Arjamon says those boys might have just left him. They did. They did, baby. They did. He may have looked around and they were gone. Now, they waited until he went someplace and got comfortable. They waited until he got someplace and got comfortable. But listen, not to the point to where not to the point. I don't believe Nolan stayed on that island. I don't believe that. I believe Nolan left the island with them. I believe they went elsewhere. I believe something happened elsewhere. And I believed they brought Nolan back. Because why else in the hell would you have to wash your boat out at 3 o'clock in the morning? Now, if you went to Horn Island and celebrating the 4th of July was during the daytime, there's no need for you to have to clean a boat at 3 o'clock in the morning. Now, y'all took that boat somewhere else. And y'all bullshitted Nolan to keep partying with y'all. And shit didn't go the way Nolan thought it would go. And y'all dumped him off. Y'all dumped him off. And that's what I believe. That's what I believe. There's always a lady said Nolan's body was found after they previously looked in that area. I'm sure GPS tracking can narrow down who dumped Nolan's body. Yes, but what GPS? Y'all know the sheriff, right? The sheriff is taking, he did not take the black box out the boat. He did not take their phones. Y'all know this data is only good for 30 days, right? Y'all know this data is only good for 30 days, right? So they're buying time. They're buying time. That way, when Ben Crump gets their phone, with the phone situation, that could be traced without a doubt. But the black box, now I might be wrong, but I'm believing it's 30 days. Tony says, when you make a pact, you stick with the pact. Star says, especially over there with nothing, no phone, nothing. Absolutely, sis. I wonder if any of them boys went to Nolan's funeral. Hell no. Why would they? Hey, April Webster. Why would they? His mama ain't want them to that funeral, girl. What could they have told her? They already ain't saying nothing. They're keeping all the information from her. These people never went out to search for Nolan. These people never assisted in searching for Nolan. So why would they go to the funeral? If they'd have went to the funeral, it probably would have been another funeral. Arjamon said the people who told them should know who he saw on the boat. Nolan could not be missed as the only black person on it. Exactly. Right, Mai Tai. They should have seized that boat early on in the game. They should have seized that boat. There's no way an investigation this big, involving so many pieces, that you letting this shit slide. PJ said, Mocha, that part. Who washed your boat at that time of the morning after partying, drinking, miss us with the bullshit? Exactly. Y'all all supposed to be drunk. Y'all were having a good time. But yet y'all washing a fucking boat at 3 o'clock in the morning. No. Mm-mm. Hell no. Gina said, I wish I could find the video where the white woman broke it down on why white people hate us. Baby, listen, Gina, I got that video. I got it. Renika said, and when the people ask, do they want the dogs to come inspect the boat? They said no. Now, you know, Renika, that's a red flag. That's a red flag. They ask. They ask. Sheriff said, oh, no, Oh, no. We ain't about to get ourselves in no hot water. Oh, That's a red flag. But I'd have got a court order, bitch. I would have got a court order. We would have, oh yeah, we would have put a dog on that boat. We would have put a dog on that boat. His best friend said he wanted to go on the boat with them, and they said no. You have to wonder why. You have to wonder why. Absolutely. But was anybody out there really Nolan's friend? Was anybody out there really Nolan's friend? That's what you got to ask yourself. Marty says everywhere you turn is Katie this, Katie that. So DA, did you tell her to go away? Sheriff, was it you? Then it had to be Judge Ashley Cole. I feel she's a cougar. FBI is now involved. Because who cares about her mail threat? Who cares about Ashley Cole's mail threat? Right? What about Nolan's mom? What about the threatening mail she got? What about it? So we're going to come in for her mail threat, for her threats, but we're not going to do nothing with Nolan's mom. But whoever's doing it, they need to pay the price. They need to pay the piper. You know? Because at this point in time, Nolan's mama don't need to be going through this. And then when you call for help and they ask you, was everybody on board? Was everybody accounted for? You say yes. Y'all say yes. Yes, everybody's accounted for. The fuck? Mocha, they think they've gotten away with what they did to Nolan because he loves making videos. And the so-called friends heard him. Absolutely. But Congress said that sheriff is not going to let them take his friend's boat. She already told him what happened. That's the sad part. She told him what happened. And that's what he ran with. But and y'all think if Bryn Crump would have not gotten involved, y'all think this would have been fair? Shit. Black Goddess says, what? How about what the guy said about washing away blood? He said he won't say what it was to use to get rid of blood. I'm telling you, he's telling us something. Just listen. Black Goddess, I picked that up. And that's why he wanted to get on that boat. He said, I don't give a shit what you use. It ain't but one thing you could use that's going to get rid of the blood. Shit. Tony says, did he clean up? Yeah, they cleaned the boat at the judge house. April Webster said, that's why I stay solo dolo. I hear you, sis. I hear you. In my opinion, they hate that most of our brown kids are raised with respect and class. And their upbringing is up to par. They look down upon us, but their clear women and daughters want to be us in real life. Absolutely. Hey, Shanera, welcome. Oh, maybe it was said Shan, ransom. Shanera. Shan, I don't know what it says, but hello and welcome to the chat. Okay, I got that. Sunshine said, just like their sons, I see so many of the clear kids walking around with our little brown kids, trying to talk like them and be like them. That is that part there for me. Listen, that pathologist, he compared Nolan's body being found. He said maybe he was full of drugs. Nancy said, bitch, this ain't about drugs. Ain't nobody never said he was on drugs. What is wrong with you? Look, I like Nancy. I look, there's some things about Nancy I can't watch. But in this one, listen, I watch Nancy. Marty said that's who the FBI involved for Nolan's mom, not the cougar. They only got verbal accusations, no receipts. It's Christine Wells' letter brings the FBI in. I talk about Nolan's mom, not the judge. What the fuck, Miss Moca? I'm sorry, Marty. I'm sorry I misunderstood you, girl. April, thank you, baby. Thank you so much. Hey, Leanne. I'm sorry, girl. Gina said that's when they started panicking. When his parents got high-profile help, it was like, uh-oh. Arjamon said, I wish he hadn't gone on the boat with his BFF and not them. he would have noticed him missing from his boat. Absolutely. Absolutely. Tony says, I heard that too about what they use to clean the boat. The FBI needs to get a warrant for that boat, truck, trailer, and you will find all the evidence you need. Yes, Lord. The GPS is from a different boat. It's one of the three. And it's the one nobody knows about trying to lie. They gave up another suspect by accident. Girl, what you say? Tony says that young man was not on drugs. He was going back to camp. Girl. That's it, girl. I could have took that man and went through the TV for him. PJ says, Mocha, I don't believe that judge was threatened. Where's the proof? Miss me with the bullshit. Exactly. Exactly. These people, I'm telling you, these people, they don't stop. Sunshine said their kids do more rugs than our kids, and they're the ones that fight their parents, curse them and all. What the fuck? And rugs don't have nothing to do with what they did to him. Absolutely. Arjumon, exactly. A football player rugging up the weekend before training camp. Police. Hey, Leopard. Shanera says, let me tell you something. The truth pushing the drug scenario because they know they put rugs in him. Remember they said he was bent over by the pool throwing up blood. Could have drugged him. Hello? Child. Sunshine says they're mad because our nation is standing up for this family. They thought they were going to get away with this. Gina says white people want to know what we have planned, what we're doing so they could steal it or stop it. That's why I get quiet when they try to sneak up on us talking. You might want to. But let me tell you all about that FBI. I don't believe. Let me tell you. I ain't down for shit Cash Patel got nothing to do with. Nothing. Because they are for, hey Patrice, welcome. They are for them other people. They're for them other people. They are truly for them other people. Nancy Grace. But let me tell y'all the argument. Because I could have took Mobley and just mushed his mouth. That's what I could have done. Mobley, when Nancy was talking about the phone deletion, right? He wants to be politically correct. But no, because you see, this have not been forensically proven. What you say, Mobley? Now, Mobley, I want to know where Mobley came from. Mobley said that it was not forensically proven. She never said, yep, the judge's life was threatened. And her whole family, she started pleading and crying. She got 6 kids. She got to worry about her family trying to say she has nothing to do with it. And then call her Popo. What she need to be crying and worrying about and talking about her 6 children. What she need to be worried about is what will happen to them 6 children when she go to jail. That's what she need to worry about. Carla Henry said the FBI came in when they sent Nolan mom them death threats. Gina said they absolutely can't control their kids. I've seen so many of them tell their kids, now stop it 10 times. Let me tell you, that's how they raise them. They were jealous of him talking to that little pale-faced girl. It's not funny, Paul. It's not funny. It's not funny. They were jealous of him talking to the little pale-faced girl. All of them are guilty. All of them are guilty. Gina crazy. Gina said Patel looked musty. Let me tell you something. This is going to be one for the books. This is going to be one for the books. You hear me? This is going to be one for the books. One for the books. And then on tomorrow, when they come in with what they coming in with, oh, most definitely. Oh, most definitely. Nancy Grace is giving a check. All of them. She checked the foolish black man and everybody who wants to talk stupid. She pulls up a video after they say some stupid that contradicts their statement. Absolutely. Absolutely. Miss Honey says sometimes when people talk, they tell on themselves. And what you do in the dark will eventually come to light. They all gonna go down, especially Katie. She can run, but she can't hide for long. Absolutely. Absolutely. Patrice says Patel is somewhere at the bar. Yeah, most definitely drunk. Drunk. And then having to come back out here and defend the lies he tells. Excuse my language, but there are kids. Their kids are the ones that belong in the zoo. Be throwing their ass on the floor, crying, yelling, jumping all over the place. Child, I'm telling you. I feel like everybody that was, or everything who was on that island should be arrested because no one helped Nolan. And that's the part. You mean to tell me I'm drowning? You don't see me drowning? You don't see me crying for help? And that's why I know. That's why I know it did not go down on the island. The island was busy. People was everywhere. That's why I know Nolan did not. He did not lose his life on the island. Too many people. Too many people. Even a stranger would come and help. Ain't nobody wants to see nobody drown. Ain't nobody gonna see somebody struggling in the water and not offer a helping hand. And not everybody on the island was white. And that's why I know somebody would have helped somebody on that island. Leanne says, I'm getting tired of hearing about our brown babies getting hurt by these pale-faced devils. They're really mad about Sweet Polly, purebred, because even though her parents are known for throwing parties wild, she's a girl that's kind of hard to get. Somebody out there has the video of the incident with whoever was saying, get off of me. And even the person saying, give me my phone. But let me tell you, think about it. Think about it. Nolan, and I'm going to stand on this, Nolan ain't lose his life on the island. Mm-mm. He was strategically placed there. He was strategically placed there. Ms. Jackson says, I want to know, how are they going to the grand jury without a suspect? Who do you want the grand jury to file charges against? Well, charges could first come against the boat owner. The boat owner. He was liable. That would be the first suspect. Now you grab him. Oh, he go talk. He ain't going down by himself. You grab the person that was in charge of driving that boat because he was negligent and he was fully responsible for Nolan. He was responsible. Shanira says tomorrow morning, when they release the independent autopsy report and they show them pictures and everybody get mad at me, I'm the fifth when I told them we have a killed situation. We'll see then. Absolutely, Patrice. He had a duty of care. He had a duty of care. And the thing is, we gonna get up out of here. We didn't cover it tonight as much as we gonna cover it. And we gonna be back tomorrow, posted, ready. And depending upon what comes out tomorrow, we may hit the porch a little early. But I thank you all. I thank you all for showing up and showing out on the porch tonight. I thank you all. Now, if we could leave the chat tonight with prayer hands and support for Nolan Wells and his family. Let's pray this young man gets the justice. April Webster, thank you, my love. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. And I want to also thank my girl for giving the gems. Let's see what I have to thank. Thank Peaches for the $2 for her support to the channel. Thank April for her support to the channel. And I also want to thank Michi for her support to the channel. Thank you guys. I love you all. Thank you for your support. But we're going to be back here tomorrow, no matter which way it goes. No matter what way it goes, baby, we're going to be here tomorrow. So we're going to leave out of here. Justice for Nolan. Marty says that we agree on, Miss Moca. That we agree on. He was put back in that boat after whatever befall him. Then he taken back to Horn Island unalive. The urgency was to clean the boat, a deceased person DNA all over it. That's why no dog. Good night, everybody. God bless. Justice for Nolan.
We stand tall, we rise as one. No labels, the work ain't done. No. Motor leading from the of truth and a chat full of cheer. Mocha in the seat, steady steering the ship. Every topic got depth, every comment got grip. We don't tear folks down, we just build them up. If you're moving off love, then you one of us. Nolan pride in the room and the vibe so loud. Every bell in the check gon' rep that crowd. We stand tall, we rise as one. Know the best, the work ain't done. Mocha leading from the heart, never run. Truth and care in everything we become. It's more than a vibe, it's a home, it's a call. Over here we catch each other when we fall. This is family. This is family. This is family. And we stand tall. Down in the Nola where the soul don't break. Mocha built the lane where the real ones stay. Ain't no faking the funk, ain't no playing for clout. You bring that mess, we gon' sort that out. But this ain't about drama, it's about love, it's about healing, it's about trust. Every child, every voice, every name in the breeze. We gon' stand for the ones no one else gon' see. So we rise tall, we rise as one. Oh no, no bellows, the work ain't done. Mocha leading from the heart, never run. Truth and care in everything we become. It's more than a vibe, it's a home, it's a call. Over here we catch each other when we fall. This is family. This is family. This is family. And we stand tall. One mic, one tribe, one mission in mind. We protect what's right and we hold that line. It's the chat where the truth and the love collide. Where the voices don't hide and the pain gets light. We see you, we feel you, we fight for the cause. Every kid, every tear, we break down walls. When you hear that bell, that's the call to act. We family now, and that's just facts. We stand tall, we rise as one. We rise as one. Know the bells, the work ain't done. Mocha leading from the heart, never run. Truth and care in everything we become. It's more than a vibe, it's a home, it's a call. Over here we catch each other when we fall. This is family. This one's for every voice we fight for and every child who needs to be heard. We see you, we feel you. We stand with the truth. This is the Nolan Wells. Leave a comment, like, share, subscribe. Stand tall. Join the family.
Good night, everyone. God bless.